Alright, in this lesson, we'll explore filtering our data frames using more than one condition. And there's actually two ways that we can do this. The first is using an AND operator, which means that both conditions have to be true, condition A and condition B. And in the next lesson, we'll explore using the OR operator, which means either condition A is true or condition B is true, or both. So let's begin with and I'll start off by re-executing our previous code to bring our data frame into this lesson in its current regular state. And whenever we're dealing with more than one condition, I strongly recommend storing each of those conditions or each of those Boolean series in their own separate variable. Now you can do everything within those square brackets that follow the data frame, but the syntax just gets really confusing because you're stacking them all on one line, and usually it even requires things like parentheses, and with double square brackets and parentheses, it just gets very ugly. So what I'm going to do is define all of my conditions separately, store them all in separate variables, and then just pass those variables within my square brackets. You'll see all of this in practice in just a moment. So let's say I want to pull a specific query here. Let's say I want to extract the rows from the data frame where the value in the gender column is equal to male and the value in the team column is equal to marketing. So let's create those conditions one at a time, starting with the gender one. I'll begin by pulling out my gender column with my square brackets. There we have our series of genders. And I'm going to use my double equal sign to make a direct comparison of every value in this series to the value male. And as you can see, we're going to get a Boolean series where true indicates that that row has male and false indicates that it does not. Now that I have this Boolean series, I'm going to assign it to a variable. And in this case, I'm going to just use the variable name mask1. So there we have a variable that's now storing our Boolean series that we see output below. I'm next going to create my second condition, which is in the team column. So I'm going to extract my team column, or our team series, and I want to pull only those rows, or return true for those rows that are equal to marketing. So I'm going to use the double equals comparison again for a literal comparison to the word marketing. So now you can see that we have marketing in the very first row, so that row is going to return true, and false for anything that isn't marketing as we proceed through the entire values of the series. Now that I'm satisfied with my second Boolean series, I'm also going to assign it to a variable, and I'm going to call it mask2. So now we have two Boolean series, each with their own unique combinations of true and false. So the syntax to extract those rows is actually going to be pretty much the same thing. We're going to write the name of the data frame, which is df. We then have to include those square brackets to extract. And normally this would be the part where we put in our single series, like mask1. And we know that we also have to include mask2 because we have to only pull those rows where both of those conditions are true. So wherever we have both true and true in both of those series. And the symbol that we want to use here to indicate an AND comparison is the ampersand symbol. That's the one that you can get by pressing Shift 7. And what this indicates is basically AND. So wherever the condition, wherever the value in the mask1 Boolean series is true, and wherever the value in the mask2 series is true, only pull those rows. So if either one of them is false, it's not going to pull. In other words, if we do have male, but the team is not equal to marketing, that row will not pull in. And similarly, if our team is marketing, but our gender is not male, that row will also not pull in. Only if both of those conditions are satisfied will the rows be presented to us. So let's take a look. And as we expected, we can see that all of the values in the gender column are male, and all of the values in the team column are marketing. So we've extracted a subset of this data frame using two conditions, and we've also used the AND symbol, which is that little ampersand, to indicate that we want both of them to be true. And in the next lesson, we'll explore filtering using the OR criteria.